are stories that connect us to ourselves and each other. These stories reveal who we are and show us the many vivid, wild colors of our truth. Welcome to Soul Wanderings, where we raise spiritual awareness and foster connections through these shared stories and personal experiences. And now, exclusively on KGRA Radio, I give you your host for Soul Wanderings Radio. Here's AJ.
Hello everyone, it's Wednesday, Soul Wanderings night, and I am your host, AJ. And I'm so excited to be here with you tonight, as I am every single week. But I have to say, reading nights are one of my favorite nights ever. You guys caught me right in the middle of a social media post. I'm just sharing with everyone that tonight is readings night, and I hope you guys are following me on social media. If you want to, I'm under AJ Rass Art, because sometimes I create art. It happens every now and then. Welcome. To learn more about me and the show, you can visit soulwanderings.com. I hope you're hanging out with us live tonight. We are on kgradb.com. You can also go to KGRA Digital Broadcasting Facebook and YouTube pages. We hang out there in the chat room. We have conversation in those chat rooms behind the scenes. And so if you're wanting to get in on that, I highly recommend you do. We have some amazing listeners who support us every single week, join in on these conversations with us. I want to give a shout out to them tonight. Hi guys, welcome. Thanks for being here. I see you're starting to pile in. I'm so grateful for you. Oh, so good. So like I said, tonight, our reading nights, they're one of our favorites. And tonight we have our return reader who visits us every other week. It's Tess Rivers. Hi, Tess.
Hi, everyone.
I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here.
Tonight, like I said, it's reading night. So that means the phone lines are going to be open after the first break. We have Bill in New York who's going to be taking our calls. We have Chanel here in Salt Lake who is behind the scenes producing the show. Big shout out and thank you to both of them for supporting us tonight. Tess is a psychic medium with abilities to communicate with your loved ones. So if they've crossed over or your guides, your angels, they come through to her and they have messages to share with you. They all do. And also, if you have any questions about your life or direction, jobs, romances, all kinds of stuff like that, you can call in and talk to Tess because she's able to connect to her abilities and share that information with you.
Yes, I love it.
And she giggles a lot. It's fun.
I laugh all the time.
You do. And in between the calls, we hang out and chit chat. So we'll talk about energies that we each are feeling throughout the past week or month, I would say. We'll give you, tips and tricks of things that have worked for us. We'll just go in whatever direction we feel called to go. Like last time Tess was here, I think we went the whole entire show and had a call or two at the very end, which was very rare because usually we have calls one right after another, but summertime, it happens. But now that everyone's back in school and routines are back in check, I hope you guys are joining us and are just anxious to get that call in, which will happen. We'll open the phone lines here in about 25 minutes. But in the meantime, Tess, how's Texas?
I love it.
The last time you joined us, you just barely had moved there about a week before you came on air with us. So that was 2 months ago. Catch us up.
It's been great. I love the ocean, and I just feel like there's so much healing that happens there. so much chilling. So me and my kids, we go and we meditate on the beach, and it's just watching my little girl, my youngest, like meditate and be like, I just need to sit here for a second. Like a few weeks ago, it was raining really bad, and she's like, I'm gonna go sit on the beach while it rains. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we sat there and it was like dumping. We just sat on the beach, played in the water.
I remember that. You sent me pictures or video or something. I don't remember, but I was so impressed with her. She literally was like this on the beach.
Yep. And she's like, I'm meditating. I was like, all right, I'll leave you alone.
It's so good. And how old is she?
She's 7.
It's just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching her good, mama. And you
Yeah.
have this amazing nursing job at a hospital right on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Tell us
it's
about
off the coast. I love it. And like, even when it's like slow or my day is crazy, we have like this little room that's on our unit where I could go sit and I could see the ocean. I could see the city. I could see the view. So those of you that follow me on social media, you'll see my posts from the hospital view. And it's just like, all right, this is why I'm here. This is where I'm meant to be. And it's crazy, like how quickly things fell into place. Like I got my location. I was like, okay, where am I supposed to be? And then I got a call for a townhome. And then like 2 days later, it's like, okay, here's your job offer. And I was like, okay.
It just happened. Like once you got clear with your intention, everything just started lining up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I was gone like 2 weeks later. I was like, all right, here we go.
Yeah. I think that's so neat. I love when we get clear with our intentions and listen to our intuition, and everything just starts falling into place because we're following our path. Like we're going where we're meant to be going.
Yeah. And I feel like it took me a long time to be like, I feel like the universe is pushing me for a really, really long time to be here in Texas. And I just ignored it. And I found excuses for myself on reasons why I should have stayed in Utah. And I was like, no, here
Not
it is.
anymore. Well, and I think that the universe kind of pushed you. Like, and it has a way of doing that. I feel like we may want something, but we're not making the effort, or we're being prompted to go in a direction that maybe we're like, I don't know if that's meant for me. But I find that the universe has a way of making things very uncomfortable for us when we are meant to go in a certain direction. And that's what I witnessed with you. You had gone through so many challenges here in Utah. And ever since I known you, you have talked about, I'm going to live by the ocean. I'm going to live in Texas. And one day it's going to happen. And you didn't know when or what that looked like. But as things started crumbling for you, you knew like, hey, this is a sign. I'm not meant to be here. And you took that leap of faith.
Yeah, it's crazy because I literally sold everything. I sold all my furniture. I moved here with no furniture and not knowing anybody. And I never been to Texas. Like I didn't see Texas until I got here.
Yeah. That's just what is so crazy to me. You just literally took a leap of faith.
Yep.
And then some.
Yeah.
It's cool though. And I really admire it. It took a lot of courage. It really isn't something that everyone would be willing to do, uproot their life and just go someplace they've never been. Like you literally looked on Google and was like, I'm going to live there.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy because I was like, all right. I was like, I knew I was supposed to be on the coast, but I was like, there's so many areas in Texas that are on the coast. Like, what area am I supposed to be in? And I was like, okay, point me in the right direction. And the next post I seen was from that town. And I was just like, there it is. That's where I'm supposed to be.
That's your sign. I think that's so awesome. Okay. I feel like I'm really not off, but I feel like I'm not like, okay, I had an energy healing session today. And you, like, I miss getting sessions from you, by the way. I know you can do them long distance, but I'm more of a face-to-face kind of. So I went with my dear friend Kelly, Kelly at the Vibes. For those of you who don't know, I own and operate a spiritual healing center and retail shop in Ogden, Utah called Vibes Mind, Body, Spirit. And we have some amazing practitioners there who do energy healing. And I had a session today. And have you ever had a session where you have so much energy pumping through your body that you're constant goosebumps and kind of shaken a little bit?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen healing sessions where people are like physically look like they're having a seizure. It wasn't crazy like that. It was a little more mild, but it was intense. I was like, I felt like I was on something, like man-made. I don't know. It was wild.
Did
And I'm
you
still feeling it.
Well, did you use a lot of your energy before the session too?
Through the
Throughout the day?
well, just normal energy, so this is the message I keep getting, and this is really interesting. My physical body is challenged. We all know this. I have MS. I have some limitations, but I'm always pushing it because I'm like, no. I want it to be working at 100% functionality. This is how I want it. This is what I'm going to do. But when I force it to do that, it like gets even more shut down. And there's just so many things that I want to do and I want to create and experience and go places and do the things. And my body just isn't keeping up. So I get frustrated at times. But energy work helps me because, it removes a lot of that. And you've helped me through some of that, removing some of the pain and that stagnant energy. And that's been fantastic. But the message I got today that I also keep getting told from other people is that I'm going to need help energetically, like have someone else, like use their body, if you will, for the energy to create the things that I want to create. Like I can't physically do it all, but doesn't mean I can't do it all. I just need help. And that's challenging, right? Asking for help. I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of us are wildly independent and don't want to ask for help.
I feel like that's really, really common, especially when you've been through a lot, because you learn to depend so much on yourself and not other people. So when it comes to say, hey, I actually could use some guidance or I could use just a friend to hold space, like even that could be really, really hard.
Yeah, it can be. But also I think that I've just been, and I know it's a trauma response, and I'm working through that also as I continue down my journey. The trauma response is I can do it myself. I don't need your help. And it's and in all actuality, I've learned this lesson several times because I get the blessing in allowing someone else to help you. Not just for you, but for them. Like if they're offering you help, they want to receive that blessing also. If they are really reaching out and genuinely like, I want to help you, and you tell them no, all you're doing is denying them the blessing and yourself. And it's just something that I've learned along the way. I still continue to do it though, because if I'm still working on the part where it has to look and be a certain way, and no one else can do it that way but me.
It has to be perfect.
Well, I wouldn't say perfect, but my perfect. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if I'm just going to go back and redo it because it's not the way I wanted it,
then don't do it for me.
Yeah. And that's something I'm working on. And I think I've come a long way because I allow people to help me now. And I'm thankful for however that looks. But I think with anything that we're working on in life, there is some digression at times, depending on where we're at. So it's constantly work, right? We're constantly rewiring, healing, refocusing, doing all of these things to put us in alignment for ourselves. And it's not always a straight line. You know, we go up, we go down, we go back, we go forth. And that's just part of the human experience where nobody's perfect.
Well, and the inner work never stops. It could be like, you know, something you healed 5 years ago, and then something can happen tomorrow, and that could trigger that pain from 5 years ago too. Like it never stops. And I have one client, she started seeing me since I started doing readings. And every time she would come see me, I was like, you need some healing, because it was always just a reading. She never wanted healing. And she finally just finished my healing program. And it took her 4 years, 4 years to be ready. And she's like, I'm so happy. She's like, it wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. She's like, but I feel like I'm a different person now.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you say scary. We are so good at living in fear and not really realizing what's on the other side of that fear.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because after one of my readings with her one day, she told me, she's like, I just want to skip the healing part though. Like, you can't do that though.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I wish everybody had a magic button where it's like, okay, take me to the next level, but you can't skip chapters in your life.
Right. And we want to, because we think that'll be easier, but actually I feel like it overcomplicates everything, because we're going to have to relearn that lesson at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just, I mean, we do relearn and relearn and relearn, but also we don't have to, or it gets easier. Because I'll tell you, I am learning I'll tell you a current lesson I'm relearning over and over. See what happens when I get energy work? I'm like,
that's okay.
So it's a blessing and a curse. I love to believe in people, and I will give them chance after chance after chance, to my detriment even. And then I am the one that ends up having a consequence from it, not necessarily them. Or maybe they do, and I'm just unaware of that. But I believe and I give, and I believe and I give. So that's a lesson in my life that I am always relearning. And I realized, like, no matter how much work I do with that, I love believing in people still the same. And so I had to come to an acceptance that if I believe in people, there are times that I'm going to get burned by it. And that's just going to be what it is. I can't have an expectation of the result of believing in somebody. And so sometimes I'm going to have experiences that are more challenging, and a beautiful reminder. Do you have something in your life that you constantly relearn?
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's always been boundaries. My whole life. Like I let my mother was very abusive like my whole life. And I just took it and I settled. And so I feel like the biggest lesson that I'm learning that I don't want to keep on relearning is to stop settling for less than I deserve, and to be firm on my boundaries and learn to walk away from people that don't respect those.
Amen.
And that took a lot. Like, I feel like this year was enough. I was like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. Boundaries are good to have. They're healthy to have, right?
Yes.
I think that's part of my experience too. When I say I believe in people, I believe in people. I think that has a lot to do with boundary setting as well. Just a different type of boundary setting.
Yeah. And I feel like when I started like kind of working on my abilities, I was like, no, I'm just going to take people and accept them for what they are and just leave it at that. But I was constantly giving more than I received. And not that I don't naturally give more than I receive, but it was to the point where it was soon becoming an expectation that I respond to people immediately, that I do this for them just because I've done it for them before. And I'm just like, how did I get here? I would have, not every client has done this, but I would have some clients that would call me in the middle of the night and I would get up and answer because they were going through a crisis. And I'm like, I deserve rest too. I can't always be turned on and tapping in. I need to take time to experience this life too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I love that you shared that. There's just so many things that like you could be going through, or I could be going through, or anyone in the chat could be going through that could be a lesson for us, right? We don't always personally have to learn the lessons. Sometimes we can learn the lessons through other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's been hard.
Yeah.
But I was like, no more. I'm not settling no more.
Mm-hmm. Why would you?
Yes.
Why would you? We're not meant to. I mean, if all of you are wondering if I'm sitting here just petting my leg, I'm not. I brought my dog today, but she's asleep in my lap. So
I was gonna say, now you're gonna have to show everybody, but if she's asleep.
Oh, she just popped her head up. Should we do a cameo? She's derpy. Look, her tongue sticks out. She has
so cute.
Well, since Sis died, she doesn't like to be alone, and I don't blame her after 14 years of having her best bud.
Yeah, that would be hard.
Yeah. It definitely has its challenges. So last time that you were here, we talked about you and how you redid your name and all of your media platforms. And we didn't need to go over that all again, like why you did it. If anyone wants to know, you could go back to a past episode and have a little look at that. I'm going to tuck my hair behind my... We've got a little fan going, but it's like blowing in my face. Anyway, so share with us all audibly, because it is flashing on the screen if everybody's watching, but if they're not, I want them to know where they're going to be able to get a hold of you after tonight.
So all my media platforms are the same, and it's Becoming Rivers, and that's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and then my website is https. I hate doing these.
You don't have to do that. Just
okay.
Say what it is without all of that goodness.
Okay. Everybody it's becomingriversquare.site/. So, but it should be the same. And all my media platforms are linked to my website. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to make sure everyone knows where you're at in case, but you're going to be with us for the rest of the night. We're going to take our first break here in a few moments. And when we do, the phone lines are going to be open. That means that Tess is going to be taking calls from you guys. Bill in New York is going to be answering those calls. Another shout out and thank you to him because it's his night off and he's joining us on readings night to take calls. What a sweetheart. And when the phone line's open, you guys can call in if you have a question about an experience you're going through in life, a relationship, a job, your future. She's not a fortune teller. She just reads the energy that you have coming in and around you now, currently. And she can also communicate with your loved ones who've crossed over, your angels and your guides. So you can call in. You can totally call in for any of that. And you guys don't even have to use your real name. Like if you're that shy, if you're worried that someone's going to know who it is, the name is not important at the end of the day. She doesn't tap into that. So don't be shy. Give us a call. And the number you can use to call us would be 85KGRA live, which is 855-472-5483. It's also flashed here on the screen. If you're joining us on KGRA Digital Broadcasting Facebook, YouTube pages, and kgradb.com. All right, guys, we're going to let you go for just a few moments. And when we get back, I hope you're waiting in queue. See you in a moment.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Are you looking to go on a faraway journey that is magical and mysterious, reaping on mystical legends? If so, then Mysterious Adventure Tours is perfect for you. Imagine a voyage to explore ancient mysteries of Ireland, haunted majesties of Scotland, or their chilling birth of the vampires in Romania. These small, esoteric getaways are limited and do fill up fast. So, go to MysteriousAdventureTours.com and book your trip soon.
Hi, I'm Austin Butler from Baz Luhrmann's new film, Elvis.
Tomorrow, all of America will be talking about Elvis Presley.
As a blood donor himself, Elvis shared the gift of life with patients in need and asked others to do the same. We're encouraging you to give blood this summer. Please visit redcrossblood.org/Elvis movie today to learn more.
You're listening to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. We provide unparalleled coverage of trending news in the world of ufology, cryptozoology, and paranormal phenomenon. Whether you're watching our video live stream or listening to one of our audio programs, you are getting the best from world-renowned researchers and hosts, guiding you through topics the mainstream won't touch. Miss one of your favorite programs? No problem. Head over to the members area at kgradb.com for access to our massive library of award-winning content. Make contact, stay connected, only at kgradb.com.
Hello, you beautiful humans. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings. We are hanging out on kgradb.com. It is an amazing station. If you guys haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you do. I don't know how you found your way to us, but if you don't know about kgradb.com, there is an amazing lineup of shows for you to listen to learn from, to experience with. Lots of cool stuff. And I found out tonight there's more shows being added. So head over there, go to the shows and host section, and you'll see all of the shows that are there. And later on during the show, I will give you a promo code where you can get a good old discount if you decide to join the members area, which has a bunch of other goodness. But we'll talk about that later. Welcome back, Tess.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here.
I love it.
Your microphone went up really loud again.
I'm not touching it.
You're like, it's not, I didn't do anything.
I'm not touching it.
Well, I have to say, I have missed your giggles and your happy energy in my day-to-day life. It has definitely been different not having you around, but I'm oh so grateful that you join us every other week here on the show and share your abilities and gifts with us for callers. So thank you.
Of course.
Did
I
you
love
go
it.
away? Did you go away? Where'd you go? Where did you just go?
I was reading the chat comments and then I was like, wait,
Yeah,
we're not on commercial no more.
No, you just stay here with me. We have an awesome producer, Chanel, who will flash some of those comments and questions up on the screen. So you'll see them there. We do have a great listenership, though. Everyone who's in chat, thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yes.
Most of the people who were regular in chat have called in for readings before. They've supported us in that way and they've called, which is awesome. Readings do change. They change week by week. They change month by month and definitely year by year. So if you haven't called in for a while and you're just curious what she has to say, do it. If not, no pressure. We're going to be hanging out here regardless. But if you want to call in, you can do that at 855 KGRA, or I'm sorry, 85 KGRA live, which is 855 472 5483. I got ahead of myself.
That's okay. I do that all the time.
My dog wants back on my lap. Gotta go sniff around.
She's comfortable on your lap.
Yep, that's where she's happy. You know, it has been a big transition. Okay, so I know pets mean the world to a lot of people. I'm included in that. But I had never had a dog for 14 years and then lost them. You know what I mean? So I had never had that grief before, the grief of a pet. And it actually happened the day that Bill showed up to Utah and was in the studio and surprised me with his visit. I wanted to be like, woohoo, but like my energy and my heart just were so heavy that day. But it was also really awesome to have him show up that day because it made me so happy on a day that wasn't really happy. So that was
Pets are so
awesome.
special though.
They are. It's been challenging. So, you know, we had Izzy in June and then got Alex, who's in my lap, in the following January. So she just always had her sis. And now that her sis is gone, she's just like
Lost.
really lost. She just does not know what is happening. And so anytime that she can be with me, I just bring her because being alone can't feel good for her.
That's how my puppies are going to be. And yeah.
Can you read for dogs too, Tess? You can.
But it's not like...
It's not the same, huh?
It's not the same. I feel like I feel more connected. Like, not that I can't read for pets. I connected to a horse once. That was interesting.
Ooh, tell us about that experience.
So I was doing a private party. I was doing a group reading. And I kept on seeing a horseshoe and I was like, why am I seeing this horseshoe? And I just went with it. And I was like, but there's really no words. Like I just kept on getting different images. And I was like, okay. And the lady that I was reading for just started bawling. And I just kept on going with it. And it was her horse that she got after like an abusive situation. And that pulled her out of her depression. And her horse showed up and was reminding her of that because she was getting really lonely again.
Wow.
And so then she pulled off her sock and she had a horseshoe tattoo on the top of her foot. She's like, this is for my dog. And you kept on seeing that. My horse. And you kept on seeing that horseshoe.
That is so neat.
Yes. So I just feel like I connect better to spirits, like that we're people.
Right.
Not that our animals don't have a spirit, but I just can connect better to spirits that have passed.
I want to ask you about reincarnation. What's your belief? Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you believe that we always reincarnate into a human body, or do you believe that we could be a butterfly?
Have you seen Moana?
Parts of it.
So like the grandma in it.
I've heard the soundtrack 100 times.
So the grandma in it is sick and she's like, I'm going to come back as a stingray. And that's what she told her. And then towards the end of the movie, she came back as a stingray that showed up when she needed her. And so I feel like even like fairies or stuff like those old folk tales, they could work their way up to having a human experience, just as we could work our way up to having, a different type of experience in this life. It doesn't always have to be human.
Mm-hmm.
So
awesome. Okay, I actually have some callers on hold, and I didn't even realize it until just now because I was so listening to what you were saying. So let's get right to it. We have our first caller on the line, Oksana from California. Welcome to Soul Wanderings.
Oh, hi, ladies. Hi. Thank you so much for taking my phone call.
hi.
Thank you for calling in. Go ahead, Tess.
I can hear my own voice.
You just may want to turn your sound from us to mute, and then that won't happen.
Oh, okay.
Yep, just turn it all the way down because you'll be able to hear us through your phone, and you don't need it in the background, and then it won't have that feedback. Okay, go ahead, Tess.
Do you have a question, or do you just...
Yes, Tess. I had a question. I was told to wait for some news by the end of the week, and I just don't know. It's been a couple days delay. Do you know the outcome will be good or something is not good?
I don't get necessarily that it's not going to be a good outcome. I just feel like it's kind of going to be in the middle. It feels more like a compromise versus what you were going for and what was being like offered, it feels like. But I don't feel like it almost feels like towards like Friday or the beginning of next week when you'll get that news back. Does that make sense for you?
Time-wise, probably yes, but nothing has been offered yet. It's just some medical test results.
So it almost feels like the expectation you have versus the expectation that the doctor has, it feels like it's going to be in the middle of that. I don't necessarily feel like it's going to be what you were expecting, but not necessarily what the doctor was expecting. But I don't feel like it's going to be necessarily bad news. And it feels like you've been really, really stressed. Like, do I have this big medical thing going on? And I don't really feel like you do. I feel like it's very minor than what your mind is creating for you.
Oh, that's good. That's better. Can I ask one more small question?
Yeah, go for it.
There is also a gentleman that I've known for a long time. And, he is friendly. Sometimes he calls, sometimes he emails. Most of the time he emails and just we chat. Do you know something will come out of this, or it will never go any further?
What do you want to come out of it?
Well, I would like a relationship.
Because it really feels like both of you are really unsure of where you want the direction to go. And I feel like we're about to step into retrograde, and now is a perfect time to get clear on that. Being like, okay, this is what I want for us going forward. And then it also opens the doorway for him to be able to be like, yeah, I want that too, but I've been too scared to take that step.
So would she need to make the first move?
I do. Yes. I do feel like you need to take that initiative. Because I feel like he's very good at avoiding like the heavier conversations.
He kind of contacts me. He contacts me. He talks to me how things are going, and then stop. Oh, you know what? I've got to go. Or I have this injury, so he just makes himself sound like he's unavailable. So in reality, it kind of closes the door, and then in a couple of months he shows up again.
But you've also allowed him to close that door, and you also haven't put up those boundaries firmly and being like, I want you in my life. I like talking to you, but I don't want to play this hot and cold game, this back and forth. Like either I'm in your life or I'm not. And I feel like that's perfectly acceptable.
That he will be open to something more than that, or maybe he's not even available. I don't know.
I do feel like he's going to be more open than you realize, but I do feel like you have to open that doorway for that.
And do you think that he is single, or he has someone in his life?
I feel like he talks to other ladies, and I don't feel like it's just exclusive, but I don't feel like he's actually like in a relationship or anything like that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Tess.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling into the show, Oksana.
Sure.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.
I'm curious, how many calls do you get on relationships?
A lot. A lot.
I'm sure. Yeah. And health too. I mean, those are very big questions in people's lives. Let's get to our next caller. Let's welcome Rachel from Utah.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks for calling into Soul Wanderings. Tess, go ahead.
Hi. Yes.
Do you have a question?
I'm just calling. I guess for just like a general.
Are you having a little bit of anxiety this week?
Yeah, a lot of anxiety this week.
Yeah, I can feel it on your chest. But you have all the tools to work through that anxiety. And I feel like I already know who this is because
Yeah,
me and
you
you have
do.
worked together before. But it's time to like allow yourself to fully feel that anxiety. I do feel like all the anxiety you're having is about getting settled. And I do feel like everything's going to fall into place for you. And I don't feel like you're really going to have to worry about that. But I also feel like as this chapter closes for you, you're not allowing yourself to fully feel those emotions, on allowing yourself to grieve. And I'm not just talking about grieving like the new changes that are coming, but grieving all the doors that you're leaving behind. And that's okay because all of those doors are closing, but allow yourself to fully feel those emotions, because it almost feels like when I tap into your energy, like you want to cry, like the tears are just right there and you're trying to be like, I'm holding it all together. Allow yourself to feel them all.
Yeah.
And it's okay to feel them all. Honor your tears and your spirit. And I do feel like that will help your anxiety so much. And just take a second and take your hands and allow yourself to feel them from the inside out. And anybody that's watching or listening could do this, but just take your hands for a second and focus on feeling the energy from the inside of your hands to the outside. And you'll feel that energy start to build underneath your hands, and your anxiety will start to subside a little bit.
How does that feel?
Yeah, that feels better.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I
Yeah.
think the one thing too that I just am worried about is like, is there anything that I need to make sure to like close here before moving on? Not necessarily with like a relationship, but with anyone else.
I just feel like aside from that situation, I don't feel like you have a lot of doors that you're closing permanently. I feel like a lot of that communication is still going to be open, but I just feel like this energy of once you're into your new environment in your new area, you're going to feel so liberated. Like you're going to be like, all right, like this feels so good, so peaceful, and you're not going to have that extra stress that you've been having.
Right.
Yay. Let's get rid of that stress.
Yeah, you don't need it. You're too beautiful for that.
Yeah.
You got this, I promise, and I'm always here.
I know you are.
Good.
Wonderful. Thank you for calling into the show, Rachel. Have a beautiful night.
All right. Thanks. Have a good night, you guys.
Good night.
Bye.
You and your little following, Tess.
She's the sweetest.
I didn't think I even knew who it was. That's cool.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a Utah call-in night because our next caller is Tyler from Utah. Hi, Tyler.
Hello.
Welcome to Soul Wanderings.
Yes, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, of course. Tess?
Do you have a question?
I do not. Just general reading.
It feels like there's a lot of pulling. Like you're being pulled in several different directions, like all at the same time. And it feels like not necessarily that you can't handle it, but what are you doing for yourself when you're being pulled in all these different directions?
What do you mean being pulled in different directions? Like from other people, or he's pulling himself in different directions?
Like from everything, like from other people, from just responsibilities. It's almost like you always have something that's on your list that you need to check off.
Yeah.
So what are you doing for you that you actually enjoy throughout the week and when you're doing so much for other people?
I don't have an answer for you.
I feel like it's time to look at those hobbies again and stuff that you really actually enjoy in life, because it just feels like there's so much like, I have to do this, I have to do that. And it's off, like you finish one task and then it's off to the next task. And there's no time for you to really just enjoy your own company.
So you're saying I need to have more fun?
Yes. Let that inner child out, because it deserves to be let out sometimes. Whether it's golfing, fishing, whether it's just sitting and watching a show, whatever your spirit wants to do, let it go experience that. You could take a day off from doing stuff for other people because you have to put you first.
Okay. Sounds great.
Does that resonate with you, Tyler?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for calling into the show. Have a great night.
All right. Thanks for your time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
If someone was just calling in with like a general read or a specific question and one of their loved ones came through, would you share that information willingly, or would you need them to ask?
So I feel like when I'm doing the show, if I'm not like directly looking at someone or don't have like a name of that spirit in front of me, it's easier for them to be like, I want to connect to my mom. And then I could pull them forward based off of them saying that. But it's just really hard not being able to see the person I'm reading for.
I was just curious about that. All right. We have another caller on the hold. Let's welcome Tammy, also from Utah. Hello, Tammy.
Hey, AJ.
Hi, welcome to Soul Wanderings. Go ahead, Tess.
So I want you to give your pup kisses.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
To connect to my grandma.
With your grandma, it feels like there's that closeness there. But it also feels like kind of like you didn't get to say goodbye the way you want to, because she's like, there's no closure with how we ended things.
Yeah.
And she's like, you have to remember that, like, that's okay, because I wasn't ever going to say goodbye to you, and things happen the way they happen because I wouldn't have been able to say goodbye to you like that. And it's almost like, I feel like she had a couple of grandkids, but it's almost like you were her favorite. That's the way she describes it. It's like, don't tell the others, but you were my favorite. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
But she just goes back to like that closeness and almost like, I'm still here walking with you. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm right here with you. Do you have a question for your grandma?
No, she's just been on my mind. Oh.
Yeah.
What
She's
does
around.
that mean when they're on your mind a lot?
So hold on 1 second. Were you cooking something that reminded you of your grandma recently? Or doing something in the kitchen? Because she's like, I saw you cooking this. Like, I feel like it's something very specific to her. Like, whether you're trying to, one of her recipes or thinking about her as you were cooking a dish, it just feels like it's almost like she keeps on showing me an image of her watching you cook in the kitchen.
No, I started canning again, and step up.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Because canning and cooking are very similar.
Yeah. Yeah. She keeps on showing me like you being at the stove and like her watching you. But it's like she's been around you a lot lately, and I feel like that's why she's been on your mind. And it's her reminder saying, hey, I'm still here with you. I'm still walking with you. I haven't gone anywhere.
Awesome.
Were you her favorite, Tammy?
I don't know.
Would you like to think you were?
I was over there a lot.
Aw, good.
That's the way she definitely describes it to me. So there's no question in her mind that you were her favorite.
We have another minute. Do you have any more questions for Tess?
How about my dad? Is he around?
Yeah, he's a little more stubborn though. He has like a sterner tone, like you listen to me when I talk, kind of like how he comes across, like, but very stern and direct.
He's usually like just more quiet or.
But when he talked, how was his tone in his voice?
Very calm.
But I feel like the way he describes his image and his personality, it's like, I'm here. You can hear me when I speak. Kind of like, you're not going to talk over me. Like, not that he was rude or mean or, a jerk or anything like that. It's just, you have that immediate respect for him when he was speaking, if that makes sense.
I did for sure. Yeah.
Aw, I love that they came through for you.
I think they're around me all the time.
You what?
I said I think they're around me all the time.
They definitely are. They're not going anywhere.
I love that you're able to feel that and have that conviction that you know that they are around you all of the time. I'm sure that's very comforting for you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad they came through for you, Tammy. Thank you for calling into the show.
For sure. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Good night, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Aw, I love it when our loved ones come through.
I do too.
I've lost quite a few people in my life, and some of them were really, really close, and some of them were close for a moment, right? Because we go our different ways, and then they pass. And I always wonder when it's like that, when they just shared a season or two with you or a lifetime with you, like how active they are in visiting you.
So I feel like it really depends on like the whole connection, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, if you had like a best friend that was more like a sister to you, I feel like they would be around you a lot more because of that bond and that deepness.
That's crazy that you brought that up, because when I said that to you, I have a friend who passed away. She was my high school best friend, and she was like a sister to me, a sister I never had. Like, we were super, super close, but when
you guys could find like kind of finish each other's sentences.
Yeah, I think she was one of the closest friends.
She keeps on wanting to talk for you.
Is she here?
She just keeps on like wanting to talk over you. She's like, yeah, that's exactly how it was. And like her energy is like really bubbly. Like, and it really feels like before she passed, it was like she didn't have that bubble. Like it was kind of like the life was fading out of her.
Yeah. So when we were together, we were always happy and singing and, partying and having a good time, hanging out with friends and hanging out with each other like every single day. We even got our professional pictures taken together. We were like best friends. And there was a song that was our song that every time we would come on, we would sing it together and dedicate it to each other. And
But I feel
around
like
the time, go ahead.
I feel like you guys were like, it's almost like the 80s music with like the big hair. Like that's the way she describes it. Like when you guys were younger, did you guys like, like style your hair up bigger?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Totally.
That's what she keeps on showing me. But I don't know if you guys listen to Fleetwood Mac, but she's like playing their songs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We listened to Fleetwood Mac, the greatest hits cassette tape on repeat.
She's like, go play that Fleetwood Mac song. And I was like, all right.
Oh my gosh. No way. I'm tripping out because I think about her all the time. And especially there's a song, the song goes, I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man. That song? I can't remember singing it right off hand, but it was our song. But around high school, she had shifted. She had met someone, and I know she ended up marrying him. And she passed during her marriage with him. And I know very little about her death, the details of which are irrelevant. But when I went to her funeral, I just remember being so sad because, after high school, we all have we go our separate ways. We go down our different paths and we don't always go together. And I just remember she went on a religious journey and I did not. Yes, the Proclaimers. Yes. Great song. And I always missed her. I still miss her. And when she passed away, it was just like a unbelievable thing because we just never had that closure, if you will. Like she went her way, I went our way. We would talk occasionally, but the way that she left us was just so tragic and sad to me. And I just always wondered about her.
But she's not sad.
Oh, I would imagine she wouldn't be.
She's like, I'm not sad at all. And it's kind of like, I know where I'm supposed to be. Like, and she talks about like towards the end of her life, it was like, there was so much buildup, it seems like, leading up to her passing, where it was just like, I'm free. And it's almost feels like there was so much control before that. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like I was able to fully live myself and be myself anymore. And I was finally freed of all those, like, kind of like the box that everybody wanted me to fit into.
Yes. I felt that same thing because she went down a very different path that was confining. Wow. I love that she showed up. I have another question, but I'm going to ask off there.
Okay.
All right, everyone, we have to take our top of the hour break, but the second hour is commercial free. We have a caller or two on hold, but that means there's still more room for more. So if you want to get in the queue, go ahead and call us at 85-KGRA Live, which is 855-472-5483. And we'll see you back here in just a few moments.
Hey members, the new KGRA DB app is now available on iOS and Android devices. Gain on-demand access to any KGRA DB programming. Download any show directly to your mobile device to listen or watch on the go. Go to the App Store and search KGRA DB.
Are we alone in the universe? The most important question facing humanity is on the verge of being settled once and for all. The Mutual UFO Network has been at the forefront of this journey for nearly 50 years. Our members worldwide are dedicated to the research, documentation, and awareness that will shape the future of humanity. Won't you join us?
You're listening to the KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. We provide unparalleled coverage of trending news in the world of ufology, cryptozoology, and paranormal phenomenon. Whether you're watching our video live stream or listening to one of our audio programs, you are getting the best from world-renowned researchers and hosts, guiding you through topics the mainstream won't touch. Miss one of your favorite programs? No problem. Head over to the members area at kgradb.com for access to our massive library of award-winning content. Make contact, stay connected, only at kgradb.com.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to Soul Wanderings. We are heard live on Wednesday nights on kgradb.com. Head over to the site and check out the shows and hosts. You'll see an amazing lineup of amazing shows where you can dive in deeper to the unknown, get some questions answered, learn more about all of the anomalous topics that they talk about. And there's also some great topics and some great shares in the members area. And to grab a membership, there are different options, but if you choose to join with the annual membership, use the promo code SOUL21, SOUL21, and that way you'll get a 30% off your annual membership. That's a big savings. 30% is a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
Soul 21, and you guys will get so many things, and they're always adding, so you'll never be without content. We have some amazing people working behind the scenes at KGRA, like Bill and Chanel and others, and they're just building and building. So go over there and check it out. It's totally worth it. Welcome back to the show, Tess. Tonight is doing psychic medium readings, and if you are interested in getting a reading tonight, the phone lines are open and there are spots available for you to do so. Call in now. The number is 855-472-5483, and we do have a caller on hold, so let's bring in Heather from North Carolina. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Heather.
Do you have a question?
I do. My grandmother passed away in April, kind of unexpectedly. I was wondering if she had any messages.
So your grandma's talking about the, like, kind of like her estate and the issues that are surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like the way she explains it to me is like there was poor choices I made out of ego when my ego was bruised that I shouldn't have done. And it's like she's very apologetic. It's like I can't go back and change it now, but I can help you guys from the other side kind of like right my wrongs, if that makes sense. And that's the way she's describing it to me. It's like I shouldn't have done certain things when my ego was bruised. And she keeps on going back to that, like almost like she was so offended that she's like, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to be a little malicious. And she's like, that wasn't right of me and I shouldn't have done that, especially to my family and how I chose to do things. But it's like I can help you guys from the other side correct this and make it right. And I do feel like there's a case that you could fight to kind of like balance those scales of justice. And I do feel like that burden's going to solely rest on you. And it's like you're the most responsible one for the job when it comes to that.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. So I think I'm just wondering like, how she could not let me know that she was sick, and she knew ahead of time. We were close.
I feel like there was a lot of tension before she passed, though, between you and her. And it's almost like I didn't want people to, the way she like describes it is like to care for me now when I don't feel like I was being cared for before. And not that you didn't care about your grandma, not that that wasn't there, but it's just like the way she describes it is I was very much in my ego. I wasn't realizing like you were pointing out certain things when we were around each other, and you weren't picking at me. And she's like separating that. And she's also talking about like, even though I was older, like I wasn't as wise as I should have been for my age. Like I was kind of immature. And that kind of like that tit for tat game. She's like, I feel like we played that all the time.
I don't feel like I played that with her.
Heather, I didn't. Your phone, it cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I ever played it.
I don't feel like that necessarily came
No,
from
not
you,
you, from
but
her.
your grandma.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yeah, that makes.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you for calling into the show, Heather.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
So that was a lot to digest for her, I'm sure.
Yeah.
As our souls transition and go wherever it is that we go, and we have the experiences there and able to look at our life and learn from the things that we did. What is that process as far as you know it to be?
So when spirits pass, we kind of go through like a life review, and I don't know how else to explain it, where it's like we're not just watching our life through our own eyes, but we get to see it from everybody else's perspective at the same time. So
like
it's like
how we made them feel.
Yes. And so that's why it's so important. It's not about, how much money you had in the bank. It's about how you made other people feel. What was that experience? Not just from your perspective, but from theirs. And you get to see it kind of like a lifetime movie of your own life. Like, this was what I experienced, but this was the bigger picture. And I can see the other side of it now.
Mm-hmm.
And when spirits pass too, the negative parts of their ego, those lower vibrations fall off when they transition. And so that's just not something you could take to that side with you, if that makes sense. They just disappear. So it's like, okay, I'm not in my ego no more. My ego is not bruised. I could finally say all the things that I should have said when I was living to you, instead of me avoiding how I felt, or, spirits that I talk to for their loved ones, it's always, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have said this, or I wish I would have done that. And I feel like that's a big reason why I always say what I mean and mean what I feel, because I don't want to cross over and be like, I wish I would have said this, or I wish I would have told this person how important they were to me. And so it's really beautiful that I've gotten that experience, and I could see, like, they wanted to do this. They wanted to go ride a motorcycle. Why didn't they ride a motorcycle? Like, because they were too scared. And it's just funny being like, okay, like, I should have done those silly things that I was too scared to take that leap of faith to do.
Yeah. So you're able to feel regret when you pass?
I wouldn't necessarily feel regret. It'd be like, why was I so scared of this? Like, I could see this now, and it's not as scary as I thought it would be. Like, or, I didn't tell my son that I loved him, and I should have. I wasted 20 years, and I would just say, you too, instead of saying, I love you.
Yeah.
So
We are really good at living in fear as human beings.
yes, we are.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the last message was just one I haven't heard. I mean, they're all very unique, right? But having her grandmother say that she wishes she would have handled things differently or done things differently. I've never heard a reading like that before. But I hope that it brought Heather a lot of clarity and a lot of peace, knowing that her grandmother thinks of her and feels for her and is assisting her from the other side.
I've heard those messages a lot.
I'm sure. Well, I haven't, obviously, but I'm sure you hear quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard those messages a lot.
Is there any one reading that stands out to you where it was just so profound of spirit sharing with someone?
When I first started, and those that haven't followed me that long, when I first started, I wasn't doing any in-person readings. I was just reading virtually. And so I would do a lot of lives, and I would share out the lives, and I wouldn't even look at the comments. I would just pick up on the energy. So if a spirit entered the room, I would read that energy. I need to go back to doing lives like this because it's fun. And I would start being like, they look like this, they look like that, this is what they're saying. And I would just look at the chat to see what spirit that person belonged to. And there was one, and she kept on talking about her face and the pain she gets. And this is when I stopped asking how people died, because at the beginning, I felt like I was really naive, and I would be like, okay, how did you pass? Like, what happened? And the spirit was giving me all the feelings. And I was like, oh, my face really, really hurts, because I'll feel it too when they share that experience with me.
Wow.
And then we got deeper into it, and this spirit was stabbed 47 times in her face by her kids' dad in front of her 2- and 3-year-old. And that's how she passed. And that was one from the very beginning that I'll never forget, because the person that was on the chat, that was on the group, she Facebook called me after I got off the live. And she was like, I was looking for a sign not to kill myself today. And I got on your live when I opened Facebook, and that was my sister you connected to.
Oh my gosh.
And that was just one I was just like, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy you got on and you got that message, because that was the first spirit I connected to.
Ah, that's heavy.
Yeah. But it's still like my favorite story, because she's like, you don't understand. Like, I sat here and I cried all day today, and I was like, I need a sign. And I opened Facebook and I saw that you were live.
Sorry, guys. My dog. I just pissed her off. I got her. I didn't mean to. Now she's climbing behind me. Okay. We'll just remember not to bring her to the studio again. But I will. No, it's just really amazing and so beautiful that you're able to connect. And I know so many people, I know we all can, we all have the ability to do it. And it's also confusing, right? Because their physical body's not here anymore, yet we can still connect with them on a different way. But I also feel like the way that we can connect, even if we're not doing it ourselves, but through people like you, is so deeply meaningful. And some of these people didn't have that while they were here living. They're getting it now that they have crossed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, I know when my dad has a message for me, because I'll get a craving for a specific cookie.
Oh.
And then I'll be like, okay, Dad, what are you trying to tell me? Because with my dad, even though I could see spirits and this is just for me, it's too hard for me to say goodbye to my dad over and over again every time I see him.
I would imagine so.
So every time my dad comes through for me, he won't show up in a form where I could see him. It's always a filling for him. and it's a
Mhm.
specific feeling. But when he has a message that I'm not seeing, or I'm missing my sign, because that happens to me too,
Mhm.
he'll give me this craving for this specific cookie. And I'm like, all right, Dad, what do you have to say to me today? Like, what's going on? Because this cookie's not even, it's very specific to Utah.
What cookie is it?
It's from the Crumble.
Oh, now they have those all over the place.
They
But
don't have any here.
really?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm sure we'll be there soon.
But it was a cookie that they only made for a season. And I haven't seen it come back to Crumble.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I just think that it's really neat also, and also like so tender, and I don't want to say sad, because I mean it is sad, but that's not what I'm going for. It's sentimental in so many ways, and I'm just so grateful for the ability to communicate that way, or have people in my life who can.
Yeah, my dad, so that box of cookies from the Crumble, that was the last thing he gave to me before he died.
Oh, no wonder.
He gave me a 6-pack of cookies. He's like, I got this for you and the kids. And that was the last time I seen him alive. And he died 2 days later.
Oh,
So
I know how close you were to your dad and how much he meant to you. Thank you for sharing that story.
yeah.
With us. It's so beautiful.
Yes, I love and I appreciate him so much. And even when I cross spirits over now, he's one of those guides that shows up for me to help me do that. So
That's really neat. Just so everyone knows, the phone lines are still open. They'll be open for another half an hour approximately, and we don't have any callers on hold. So if you want to call in, don't be shy. We can't see you. We don't really know who you are. It is a safe place. Tess may have a message for you. So if you want to call in, the number is 855-472-5483. And we're just going to hang out in the meantime until somebody calls in or not. It happens in all the ways. But Tess and I talked before the show, and we're like, if we don't have any callers, we're going to talk about this. What was it, Tess?
I believe it was chapters, wasn't it?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, let's talk
Yes.
about it.
I feel like as of lately, I've been categorizing my life as different chapters. Okay, in this chapter, this was my lesson. In that chapter, this was my lesson, vice versa. But I feel like this chapter that I'm experiencing now in my life is finding my happiness and finding my peace with things. And it's like, I feel like in Utah for so long, I was allowing myself to settle in several different ways. Settling for accepting less than I deserve, for doing things that I really didn't want to do, and just accepting it and being like, okay, well, I'll just make do with what I have, instead of being like, I want more and I deserve more.
Mm-hmm. And your point of sharing about chapters, like, what's the importance of sharing your experience in the chapters, in the energy that we're experiencing right now?
Because I feel like everybody expects, when you're a psychic or you're doing anything in the spiritual world, like you're perfect, your life is perfect, you got everything that you want. That's not always the case.
You can predict what's going to happen.
Yeah, I can't.
Answers. You know what next week looks like.
And although I can see certain parts of like what I want and pick up on things intuitively, it doesn't work that way when you're gifted. It's like the universe says you're everybody else's medium, but you're not your own. You're everybody else's healer, but you're not your own. And it really takes a village. Mm-hmm. It really takes a village to do certain things. And so my whole point is I feel like every spiritual teacher or whatever field you're in the spiritual community, they're going through everything that they're meant to experience as a human, everything that you guys are experiencing, but then and some. Because not only do they deal with their own, but they have to deal with yours and everybody else's too, mixed all in one.
And not so much deal with it. We choose to.
Yes. And I love helping other people on their journey. But every healer needs a healer, and every psychic needs a psychic, and every reader needs a reader.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just a human being. We all have different gifts and different abilities, and I feel like that's something that is accurate for everyone across the board, no matter who you are or what you go through. Maria in chat wants to know how you can change that.
What part of that?
Well, that was a question earlier, probably because you were talking for just a moment. She'll get specific with us.
Okay.
How do you change that? How do you change so many things? I'm not sure. Good. Well, I can make an assumption on what she meant, but I don't want to do that. Or where the question was coming from, but I don't want to do that. Maria will get clear with us in the chat, or we'll just have her call in and ask. She's called in before. She's awesome. Everyone knows Maria. Everyone loves Maria. But in the meantime, we do have a caller on hold. Let's welcome Becky, another caller from Utah.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to Soul Wanderings.
How are you tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Good. Do you have a question for Tess?
I just had a question to see if any of my angels have a message for me.
Awesome.
Have you been really sad lately?
Yeah.
They're talking about like your sadness, and there's like, I just want to cry for you. Like, I just want to, ugly cry, like, and just like release all of that because it's like sitting on your chest so tightly. And it's like giving yourself permission to cry. It feels like it's important, but also to know that your guides are with you. Do you connect to essential oils, or do you use essential oils?
Yes.
I don't know if you have this type of oil, but I'm sure if you don't, that AJ might have it at her store, but it's patchouli oil.
Okay.
And your angels are talking about, they want you to like rub it on your hand and then place it on the opposite of the bottom of your foot. So take your right hand and then place it on your left foot and rub that oil on there each night when you go to sleep, because they're like, we need that permission to come and work on your heart, and kind of like they want to work on healing your heart and your heart space, because there is a lot of hurt that's just sitting there.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll come tonight. Like, we got you. But they're talking about like needing this oil to help work on your heart. And it also gives them permission to do that. And they're talking, I've never gotten this specific, but they're talking about doing it for 7 days each night when you go to bed. Doing it for 7 days, the next 7 days. So whether you start that today or tomorrow, but they're talking about putting that on the bottom of your feet. And
okay, I have like a heart chakra oil. Does that work the same, or does it need to be patchouli?
I feel like it needs to be patchouli, because they were very specific in that.
Okay.
And so I'm pretty sure that AJ might have that at her store if you don't know where to get it from.
Yep.
Well, and also if you're not in the Ogden area, you can get it anywhere.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's specifically patchouli oil. I've never heard of Spirit coming through with a very specific oil and time frame.
Me either. Normally they're like, just do this and we'll take care of it. So I was like, all right, you better.
Is it because of the experiences she's having that are causing the sadness?
Yeah, and I feel like it's a multitude of things. It's almost like the patchouli. I feel like there's several different things in that patchouli oil that's going to help with several different factors of her healing.
Yeah. The funny thing is, in my office this week, I smelt patchouli.
Wow.
At home, in my home office.
I love that so much.
And I don't have it, so I'm like, where is that coming from?
Your angels, that's what it's coming from. But also just it's like there's so much pain there, and from several different things that they're explaining to me, but it's like it's time for that deep healing with them.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow. Thank you for calling into the show, Becky. I really excited for you to let go of that weight on your chest.
Me too. And keep me updated, because I've never had them ever tell me that before. So I'm like, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Much love to you, dear. Be kind to yourself.
Thank you. I'll come see you for patchouli oil.
If you do, ask for me. I'd love to meet you.
Oh, I know you. You just can't recognize my voice because it's stupid right now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well then tell me when we're there. Awesome.
I know you from the goddess gatherings, if that helps.
Aw, okay, good. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see ya.
Okay. You guys have a good night and take care.
You too.
You
Be
too.
good
Thank
to
you.
What a sweetheart.
Yes.
I don't like it when people are sound like that. I just want to hug them all better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me too.
Phone lines are open, 855-472-5483. They're only going to be open for another 20 minutes or maybe less. It depends. If no one calls in, I'm going to set Bill free. So if you want to call in now. We were talking about chapters of our lives before.
Yes.
Our caller. I find it interesting that we refer to our life in the way of a book, chapters in a book. It's always been a thing. Our life book, our chapters, our stories, our quotes, our paragraphs, like that's always been the metaphor.
Well, for me, I feel like I connect to a book because of my Akashic records and because of like the different stories that I've had as a soul. And so for me, I remember the first time I went into my own Akashic records, and it was just like a library. Okay, what lifetime are you going to go into and remember this time? And just like going in there and experiencing all that was just so different. I was like, these are all the different stories, all the different characters that I got to play on my journey as a soul.
Oh, all the different characters. Why do you refer to them as that?
I just feel like I've got to experience so much. And although like my soul is the same, like each lifetime I've been a little more like each lifetime that I've overcome and I came out of, like I've been a little less naive. I've been a little more aware. And it's just from my first lifetime in existence to now is just so many different stories, different people. I don't even feel like I was the same person. I might have been the same soul, but everything was different for my experiences.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's the way it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
We become different versions of ourselves. I could see why you would refer to it as a chapter. I'm going to do a thing that I don't normally do. I'm going over to YouTube, and for everyone in chat, I can't see you, but I'm going to take a picture of you. Social media goodness.
Yes.
I'm going to share you all with my friends. It's so crazy because I said at the beginning of the year, I'm going to do so much content. I'm going to give you guys all of these things. And I have created so much and I've given nothing. And that definitely comes from a place of fear and also like why do I want to do social media? Because I have a really love-hate relationship with it. Like, I want you guys to soul wander with me. And in order to do that, I need to get on social media. But if I get on social media, there's all this other, I don't want to be seen or involved with. Now, my page is pretty clean because, I only follow positive and inspiring people, but you still get things pop up.
Yes.
Oh, we have a caller. Let's bring Brittany from North Carolina to the lines. Hello, Brittany.
Hello.
Welcome to Soul Wanderings.
Thank you.
Tess?
Do you have a question for me?
Yeah, so both of my parents died before I was 16, both tragically. And just kind of wanted to know if you had any feelings or inclinations.
It really feels like with mom and dad, it's like we didn't see it coming. It's almost like we were here and then we weren't. That's the way they describe it to me. But it also really feels like there was so much unfinished business like that we didn't get to attend to. And it's like bittersweet. It's like mom is like, I have so many experiences that I wanted to experience with you that I feel like was stolen away from me. And that's the way she's talking about it. It's like, I wish I was able to physically be there with you in certain aspects of your life.
How far apart were the passings, Brittany?
7 years.
I'm so sorry.
It really feels like with mom, it's like I feel like I didn't get to show you a lot of the things I should have been able to show you as a mom. And as she talks about it, it's like tears are rolling out of her eyes. And she's like, there's so much I wish I would have got to share with you before I left this world.
Do you pick up anything from my dad?
Your dad feels like kind of like that playful energy. Like, I know I could have fun and I know I could be playful and, we could laugh through our pain. And it's kind of like, I'm very proud of you. He's like, I'm very proud that you're my daughter. And he's like, and I don't want you to forget that. It's kind of like, he's like, I want you to fix your crown because it's been off for a little bit. And I want you to remember whose daughter you are.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow. They love you so much. You can feel that. Thank you for calling me to the show, Brittany.
Thank you.
Have a good night, dear. That was a lot. Are you still there, Tess? Oh, I'm like, wow. Okay. We have another caller. Let's welcome Joe from Virginia to the line. Hello, Joe.
Hi, AJ.
Welcome back, my friend.
Well, thank you.
You sound like you're happier these days.
Yeah.
Good.
I feel it.
It sounds like it.
But I do have something that's bothering me.
Okay, go for it.
Well, I lost my sister earlier this month, and I never got to say goodbye.
What was going on with her throat before she passed? It's almost like she's like, I didn't even get to say the things I wanted to say to people, like almost like I couldn't speak.
Yeah, it was it was really sudden.
Yeah, it's like I feel like, I was there and then I wanted to say so much, but I couldn't. Like I couldn't even bring the words out of my mouth. That's what it feels like. And it almost feels like it was hard for her to swallow. Like I couldn't get any words out. I would go to talk and nothing would come out.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like, goodbyes are too hard. And it's almost like she laughs about it because she's like, I'd rather say see you later than say goodbye because we'll see each other again. And she says that like in a very playful, like, like a big smile type of way. Like I'd rather say see you later than say goodbye to you.
Okay.
But it's almost like before she passed, it feels like there was like no closure between you two. And not that you needed that closure, but it really feels like she didn't get to do the things or say the things or see you the way that she would have wanted to if she knew she was going to pass.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
It's like I feel like there was so much more that I would have been able to do and say to you if I would have known that was going to be our last time, like seeing each other. If I knew the last time was going to be the last time, I would have hugged you a little longer, kind of the way she describes it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It seems like your sister was very much a talker too. Like she would talk, you guys would talk about one thing and then it would jump to another topic as well.
Yeah, that was about it.
I was like, I feel like this is jumping all over. She's like, yeah, that's the way I am.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that she came through for you, Joe.
Well, I'm glad she did.
That's what love looks like.
Yes, very much so.
That's great. I thank you.
You're so welcome.
It's good to hear from you, Joe. You take care of yourself.
Well, both of you take care also.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. I really like happy stories like that.
Me too.
It's so good.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, guys, we're only going to keep the phone lines open for just a few short moments so I can let Bill go and have his evening. The phone lines are 855-472-5483. We'll wait for a few more minutes, and if anyone last minute people want to call in, the phone lines are currently open. And in the meantime, Tess, I'm going to ask you some questions that I always ask psychics when they're on the show, whether it's live on the show or before or after the show. But I'm always curious about the energies and the experiences we're having as a whole. Like, what are you feeling with all of the madness that is happening? Actually, you know what? We're gonna put that question on hold. Hold that question because we have a caller. Let's welcome Dave from Monterey to the show. Hello, Dave.
Hi, AJ. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Fantastic.
Right. And so I wanted to get the feeling that your guest specializes in.
What do you mean you want to get the feeling of what she specializes in?
I was just trying to frame my question.
Okay.
In terms of what she does here and her appearance on the show.
Okay, so Tess is a psychic medium. She's able to connect with your loved ones who've crossed. your angels and guides. She's also able to answer some questions through your energy in regards to life. So relationships, work, or any other experience that you're going through.
Great.
So you can ask a specific question to Tess or ask her to read your energy in general. Or if there's someone who has crossed and you want to connect to them, just ask for that specifically.
I was inquiring about my brother, who's been very ill, and if there's any information that she can glean from that.
So in regards to information, what direction are you wanting that information to go?
Well, it's a very difficult situation, and just any sort of spiritual activity, what kind of things are going on spiritually in his picture.
So with spiritual activity, I do feel like there is a lot of like previous past loved ones that are around him. But I also feel like with his health, it just doesn't, I don't get the feeling that it's going to get better than what it feels like right now. I don't feel like he's gonna climb a hill and then all of a sudden be better. I don't get that feeling like he's gonna feel better. And it's almost like I feel like there's been a lot of like hope and prayers and like, okay, he's gonna come out of this, he's gonna come out of this. But I just feel like he's at a point like energetically where it's like, okay, I still want to experience everything that I want to experience and kind of have like that bucket list of being able to do the things that he wants to do and not just be living for other people. But I just get this feeling like I don't feel like it's gonna his health stuff is gonna get better than what it is right now.
Right. That seems to be the general gist of what I'm picking up on as well. All right.
So it's a time for him to get his affairs in order. Is that something that you would say, Tess?
Yeah, and I would make sure you ask him like, what is it that you would like to do before your journey here comes to an end? Is there certain things that you haven't got to experience fully that we can help you do that? Because I feel like bringing those questions up is really important, but they're also really, really hard, not just for you, but for him as well. And just being able to make sure that he gets to have those experiences before his journey here ends fully.
Yeah. So it's just a little bit difficult for communication to take place.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if my messages are being received or not.
But I feel like there's like different types of communication that you could try with him. Even if it's like, do you meditate?
Yes.
Because I feel like you could do a meditation to his higher self, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And be able to connect to him that way and be like, okay, we're out of the physical body. Tell me everything that I could do for you and help you in that regard. It really feels like you're very good at meditating and that you could connect really well to his higher self and get all those questions answered.
Well, that is very practical and good stuff to have. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you for calling into the show, Dave. Have a beautiful night.
You too.
Thank you.
It's always hard delivering those messages.
Yeah. The beautiful thing is that we're given this life.
Mm-hmm.
The challenging thing that it is gone so quickly.
Yes.
And everyone has that awareness. And what they choose to do in between, referring to your chapters, in between the lines.
Yes.
Is so important, how we spend our time and who we spend it with, and having those challenging conversations end up being the most significant and amazingly beautiful conversations.
Yeah.
So my heart goes out to Dave and his brother tonight. That's a lot of energy to move and shift through.
Yeah. it's hard. I remember when I asked my dad, like, what do you want to do before you die? And I felt like I knew my dad so well, and his answer still shocked me. He's like, I want to see the Northern Lights. And I was like, you never said that to me before. And so he went on a fishing trip to Alaska and he saw the Northern Lights. And that was a month before he passed. So,
Wow.
but my whole life we had so many conversations, and that was one thing he never said to me was, I want to see the Northern Lights. I would have tried to make it happen before, but
Yeah. But also, I think when you know your time is coming to an end or close to, you
Mhm.
put more thought, or the depth of thought shifts,
Mhm.
right? And so you're looking at things a lot differently. Like, when I leave, what will I wish I would have done?
Yeah. And my dad too, he went on his first airplane ride at 59 before he passed away. He didn't go on any airplanes till then.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And so he did the airplane to Alaska and got to see the Northern Lights. So he got to do two things that like he never got to experience before
Yeah.
then.
That's really great. I'm gonna make an announcement that we are gonna close the phone lines as of now, and thank Bill for his time tonight and taking our calls and
Yes,
allowing
thank
him
you.
to go and enjoy his evening and do the things that he would like to do. I have a really supportive team here. Thanks again, Bill. We really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Now I want to get back to the question of the energy that's going on in our world, because things are heavy and chaotic and unknown, and some truth is coming to the light, and truth on all levels, right? Even in the ufology field, our communication with other life forms, our communication with each other, things that have been kept secret and in the dark. Like, I don't want to get political by any means, but I'm just curious, as a psychic, what are you seeing and feeling or being shared with at this time?
So I feel like there's a lot of heaviness that's going around the world. Like in every country, every city, there's a lot of like kind of like turmoil that people are experiencing. Especially with the inflation and people being able to just afford to be able to live. But I feel like this time is kind of pushing us to do that inner healing a little more as a whole. But aside from that, I do feel like towards the end of the year and the beginning of next year, there's going to be bigger changes that happen, especially in our political area.
Like what? Do you see or feel anything, or do you want to?
I don't want to share it because I don't know if I want to get political here tonight, but I feel like
I don't want to get political. I'm just wondering if you have like more detail in the shifts that are going to occur.
Yes. So I don't feel like
Without getting political, is Joe Biden going to take off the mask? Like, who's really under there?
So for one, he's a reptilian.
Oh, absolutely. Okay.
For two, I don't feel like he'll be in office by this time next year. I feel like towards the end of the year and the beginning of next year, he's going to be out of the office.
And
Yeah,
I've heard that before. Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt that for a while, but he's definitely a reptilian.
It's really interesting. You're not the only person I've heard say that.
There's a couple. He was a serial killer that was in Utah for a while, and I don't remember his name.
Ted Bundy.
Yes, he was also a reptilian.
I've heard that also. Yeah. I don't know how many people know, but like, I'm a crime junkie.
Yes, me too.
But mostly I'm just more of like, not necessarily obsessed with the crime stuff. I'm obsessed with the psychology and the answers, and justice for the people who, like, cold cases, like, who don't have answers.
So mine's a little different. So I will watch like crime shows, like real documentaries, but I will use it to work on my abilities. So I'll start channeling at the beginning, like I'll pause it and then I'll start channeling, and then we'll get to the end and be like, all right, here's how I was right. I've done that with my son sitting next to me, and he was like, I paused it and I started writing stuff down. And then at the end, he was like, "This is really creepy, Mom." He's like, "How do you know these things?"
You're like, "Oh, I've seen this episode before."
Well, and then there's just certain things like with life where like I will walk in his room. I was like, "You're just doing this in here." He's like, "That's an invasion of my privacy," because I could know what he was doing in there. And not that he was doing anything bad or gross, but like I'd be like, "You were just talking to this person." And he's like, "That's really creepy. Like, how do you know that, Mom?" Like,
it's like Sookie on True Blood. How everyone gets mad at her because she's in their head.
I've never seen that show.
Oh, okay. Well, then you don't know what I'm talking about, but
maybe I should watch it.
But also, we have about 5 minutes. Is there anything else you want to add to what you were sharing?
I know it's really
also.
I know it's really, really hard. Like really, really hard with everything that's happening around the world, but don't believe everything you read and see. And also remember to trust yourself and to trust your situations. Like if something doesn't feel right, then it's probably not right. If there's that question there, then listen to that question. That question is coming up in your mind for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I trust that. That's your intuition speaking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing all of that with us.
Of course.
And also, Tess and her bestie have started a podcast. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes. So she is my best friend and my soul sister from a few lifetimes. And we are going to talk about everything spiritual, but everything life related too. And I'm really excited. Our first episode is going to be on sex. And
of course it is. We're talking to a Tantra master.
Yes. With the penis lipsticks, you know.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about that, but just, you know, everything, every aspect about it, like spiritually and then not spiritually, and the things that we are aware of and unaware of that happen with it. So I'm excited.
And when does your podcast get released, and what platforms will they be on?
So it'll be on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook. So we have, I think, about 8 platforms that's going to be released to at the same time.
And when will they be released?
Within the next 2 weeks.
So you don't have a release date?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So we were working out. We were working on some technical difficulties first, but you could follow our page on Facebook, and it's at A Psychic and Her Bestie on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. So, and I will share it all on all my normal platforms as well. So if you follow me on Becoming Rivers, I'll share it on there as well.
That's so good. I'm excited for it because you're goofy and you're fun, and you talk about a lot of topics people won't touch, and I think it's really cool.
Yes, I'm really excited. I can't wait. So
follow Tess on Facebook and Instagram at Becoming Rivers, and she will announce the release of her new podcast, A Psychic and Her Bestie.
Yes.
And you giggle so much. It's adorable.
I love it. I'm so excited. I wanted to do a podcast for so long, and I tried before, and I was like, this doesn't work with just me talking, because I feel like I'm talking to myself.
Mm-hmm. That's why I have guests. Yeah. I don't know if anyone would show up if I was just sitting here talking to the screen.
So
yeah.
But then I was like, this would be fun. Like just seeing like our different perspectives on things and how things go from there. And yeah.
I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so excited. So
thank you so much.
For doing all of it with us.
Of course. Thank you.
And it's been fun. I'm so grateful for all of the callers tonight, you guys. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for supporting the show. I'm glad that you were able to receive a message. And for those who didn't call in, I always feel like the message is for all of us. We could learn something from every message that we hear that are for other people. I've
Yes.
always felt like that because we're all so interconnected and we're all going through similar experiences. So to learn more about me and the show, make sure you visit soulwanderings.com. You'll see what I have going on, and I'll have more going on. I have a lot of things I want to do, and it's awesome and it's fun. And I'm inspired by all of our listeners and the people who write in and share their stories and the guests who spend time with us and share their experiences. It's just all beautiful. I'm so grateful for it all.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for allowing me to read for you.
Where's the giggle?
I was trying to hold it in.
Even when Tess is serious, she still giggles. It's
Yes.
awesome. We'll have to thank my dog Alex for being so good over here.
She was so good.
She's a good puppy. Yeah. So let's give it a wrap for tonight. And next week, we'll see you guys all. We have a new guest. Her name is Tony Bub, and I'm excited for you guys to meet her. I think she's going to be very inspiring and give you guys a lot of feedback about energy healing and Akashic records and validating your soul's truth. It's going to be fantastic. So join us live again next Wednesday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on kgradb.com. Until then, be good to yourself and be good to each other. Good night, everyone.
Bye.